It all started almost 2 months ago when I realized that I had lost a bag of stones. I looked everywhere, and while I was looking everywhere without finding any stones, I found something else. I found the reason to my unfocused mind, to my disorganized life, and to my overwhelmed mentality. I realized I was having a much bigger problem in my hands. But the best motivation is the disgust towards yourself, so I did some soul searching and decided that that's it, this is gonna stop now. I would declutter everything I own and learn how to be more organized. People are different when it comes to creativity. Some of us could make jewelry in a wasteland. For some of us, clear room means a clear mind. I am one of those people, and still I was leaving things everywhere and not cleaning up after myself. I'm not a psychologist, believe it or not, but with almost 30 years of experience on Earth and the 5 YouTube videos I watch about decluttering, I can say that if you feel overwhelmed at your home, if you feel like you lose things all the time and every time you want to start something you have to start by cleaning first, I highly recommend doing extreme decluttering. So I wouldn't say that I have too many clothes. But I think I have too many clothes right now compared to the space I have for them. So that means I have to give up some of them. I realized that one of the reasons why I had been so unfocused and why it felt so hard to create anything at home was because there was, pardon my French, so fucking much useless crap lying around. Tidiness has always been a big problem for me throughout my whole life. I have always been teased about it, and I have felt so ashamed for being the messy one. So in here we have gloves, we have hats, and then this last one, and it has multiple items. And the craziest part is that all these were either broken or they didn't have a pair. Look at the amount of what? That makes 14 items more to be thrown away. It have felt impossible to change and commit to learning new habits. I have always said, I'm not that consistent person, I can't commit to anything for the long haul. Well, you were able to commit to this useless harmonica for 20 years, so shut up. I realized I was holding on to a lot of stuff that wasn't helping me, quite the opposite. I knew our home would never be the super minimalist one, but it could still be calm and organized. And of course, it would get messy from time to time, but the whole idea of this was learning a new way of living, which would help me to live more calm and productive life. This means getting rid of stuff I don't like or use. Like, for example, what are those? At first, when I started, it felt like everything kept escalating to worse and worse, and I really felt defeated. But fortunately, that was just a phase in the beginning. So, this chest, it's like literally my final boss, because I've been carrying it around about maybe 7 or 6 years or something, and I just keep stuffing stuff into it. Thank God it's the night of the Oscars, so I'm watching them in the morning. I probably couldn't do this without this. I learned 2 important things while going through the Valley of Memories. The first tip I learned was that every item has to have its own place, and it's absolutely crucial that you respect the place of that item. My boyfriend always kept saying this to me, but I just ignore it until I realized that he was right all along. He's a lot more organized and tidier than me. It's done. It took me so long. I was like, okay, this is gonna take an hour and a half, and here I am, 3.5 hours later. I'm so happy that it's done. I threw away a full bag of stuff that I'm not just gonna I'm not gonna miss those things. You choose a place for an item, and from that moment on, it will be its place, period. And let me tell you, this blew my mind. It's pretty much the basics of life, but once you start to be very strict about it, you start to see the results very fast. And let me tell you also, this one is extremely crucial when making jewelry. I cannot think of a more annoying feeling than, for example, soldering or setting stones and in the middle of it lose tools and start looking for them. That's the moment when I start to lose my temper. The second tip I learned was label everything. And this was something I avoided in my earlier attempts of decluttering. I felt like it was a waste of time. I felt like it was something you do for children in the kindergarten. But then I saw a video about organizing, and basically our brain is like a peanut and we can't trust it too much, because one moment you are deciding to put your plates to the second shelf and the next morning you're drooling and searching the plate from the toilet. So you have to make things as easy as possible to help yourself to keep things tidy. The easier you make your house to navigate, the easier it will be. Our creativity is like a tool or an organ, and we have to take good care of it. If you feel like something is clearly bothering you, you have to think how to make things easier for yourself, so your creativity is in its full power. I started to see the results earlier than I expected. I started to feel more calm because there weren't too much distractions. It was easier to start working in my workplace or creating in the house because the environment felt more organized. But the biggest change was in my head. I actually started to feel lighter. I felt like a big weight had been lifted from my shoulders. Years and years of clutter disappeared, and it felt so much better to live in the house or go to work on my bench because I had some kind of idea of what I own, and I wasn't stumbling to Pokemon cards or 100 pair of gloves before leaving the house. Now, for the sake of honesty, there are still 2 big cabinets I haven't decluttered yet. So basically I didn't declutter everything I own. But I don't think that's the point of this video. The point of this video was to show you that even though you would have been the messy one for 29 years, there is still a possibility to change. You can learn new habits and you can get great results in a short amount of time. Every day I still have to learn how to put things into their own places, and this will be a project of a lifetime. The more I have enjoyed the clean house, the more I want to try and keep it organized and therefore feel better inside my mind. And now you might be wondering, did I ever find that bag of stones? Yes, I did. I thought I had lost this one. Oh my god, look what I found. Look what I found from the basket. Realized that, okay, I also found these extremely cool mittens. You can even like take stuff for the